Imagine ruling an empire so vast that you could smuggle billions of dollars worth of drugs, buy entire neighborhoods, and even bribe the government. You've heard the name. Pablo Escobar, the man who ruled the drug world with an iron fist and a wallet as thick as his empire. But did you know he once offered to pay off Colombia's national debt just to avoid extradition? Or that his zoo created an environmental disaster? Stick around, because we're diving into jaw-dropping facts about the king of cocaine that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. One of Pablo's most horrific acts was the bombing of Avianca Flight 203 in 1989. Imagine this: 107 innocent people on board, all killed in an instant just because Pablo wanted to assassinate one politician who wasn't even on the flight. And if that wasn't terrifying enough, the blast sent shockwaves across Colombia, showing the world just how far Pablo would go to stay in power. By the end of his reign, over 600 police officers were murdered in Medellin alone. Imagine the fear of being a cop, knowing there's a bounty on your head every time you step out of your house. But that was just the beginning. He bombed shopping malls, police stations, and even government buildings. In one instance, he planted a car bomb outside a newspaper office that had criticized him, killing dozens and injuring many more. For Pablo, there were no rules, just chaos. Pablo Escobar made so much money that he was listed as one of Forbes' richest people for 7 consecutive years. At his peak, his net worth was estimated at $30 billion, equivalent to over $70 billion today. He founded the Medellin cartel, which quickly grew into the most powerful drug organization in the world. Here's a mind-blowing fact. At its peak, the cartel supplied about 80% of the world's cocaine. Think about that for a second. 80%. Escobar was making so much money that he reportedly spent $2,500 a month just on rubber bands to bundle his cash. With no way to launder or store all his money, Escobar buried millions of dollars underground. It's estimated that 10% of his cash was lost every year to rats, mold, or flooding. But it wasn't just about drugs. Pablo wanted power. He used his money to buy loyalty, build networks, and even fund public projects like housing and soccer fields for the poor. Some called him a Robin Hood figure, but let's not forget, this wealth came at an unimaginable cost. He built an army of hitmen and unleashed a wave of terror across Colombia. Escobar's cartel was responsible for thousands of deaths, including politicians, judges, journalists, and even innocent civilians. During one of their escapes, Escobar reportedly burned $2 million in cash, just to keep his daughter warm while hiding in the mountains. Escobar had a fleet of private airplanes to transport cocaine. One of his most famous planes, a Learjet, was later found abandoned in the Florida Everglades.